Parents' roles in their children's public or private educations have become a divisive issue this election cycle, in part driven by COVID-19 mask mandates, the way race relations are taught in schools, along with discussions in the classrooms about gender identity and sexual orientation. Republicans in Congress have introduced a so-called Parents' Bill of Rights Act that would give parents the right to sue schools that supposedly violate a parent's right to know more about their children's lives at school. Would you vote for this bill or something like it? And do you think it's good policy for the federal government to be involved in local schools? Ms. Tang Williams, let's start with you.
Well, as a mother of 3 children who were born American in this country, I'm very concerned about what's going on in our schools. And I'm also chair of New Hampshire Asian American Coalition organized rallies in Concord to stop critical race theory indoctrination. I was indoctrinated for many years in China's government schools and continually to be brainwashed even when I become actually a law school assistant professor. So I saw the power of indoctrination, and the parental rights did not exist in China, do not exist today. So I'm very strong on parental rights. I got an endorsement by the parental rights groups. I would like to consider the federal parents' rights bill because lots of blue states, and they are taking parental rights away and tell parents you don't have right to know what we're teaching our kids. And the teachers union are pushing for critical race theory in 14,000 school districts. I think that it's, to me, as an immigrant who see our country divided by race and skin color, it's just unbelievable. Remind me what I went through in China.
All right, to you now, Mayor Hansel.
Yes, I would be in favor of a Parents' Bill of Rights. We have to put the parents back in the driver's seat for their kids' education. And while school and education is mostly a local issue, and I definitely fight for that, this is one of those rare cases where we need to make sure that the schools are being transparent and that parents are getting the information that they need to ensure that their kids are being educated and not indoctrinated.
And your thoughts on this issue, Mr. Burns?
I would vote for it with the caveat that we could get rid of it as long as we get rid of the Department of Education. You know, if the Democrats don't like a parental Bill of Rights, then we can get rid of the Department of Education, and we can use that, I think, as leverage to get rid of it. Also, if the Republicans come in control and we still have the Department of Education, I encourage that we teach actual history and not do things like erase Columbus Day for Indigenous Peoples Day, as Mayor Hansel did.
Mayor, you've been invoked. 30 seconds.
That is another fabrication. I did not erase Columbus Day or anything like that. So it's just not true. Please check everything Bob says, because most of what he says is
Google it. It's a hilarious video with you wearing a mask outside, getting rid of it, and then looking to see if there's any Indigenous people out there to take your proclamation, which you signed.
All right. So Bob really doesn't understand how local government works. I've been a mayor in a city. I'm the only person on this stage who has had constituents, who has had to listen to constituents and deliver results for them. I've done that in a variety of ways. The ones I'm really proud of are I supported our police. And we need somebody who's going to go down to Washington and fight for our members of law enforcement every single day. I will do that because I have done it. I also reduced our debt service by half in 3 years as mayor. I'm very proud of that.
And which members of the Tejano tribe were asking you to erase Columbus Day because of the atrocities that were committed down in the islands of Cuba and Puerto Rico?
We all know Bob just makes stuff up as he goes along.
No, that's actual history.
Let's